how do you see you two crossing paths? Because right now it just seems like, at least in the immediate future, he's not in your plans. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess where does he fit in this whole picture?
As I say, I literally forgot all about him. That's how irrelevant he is. I'm ranked higher than he is at lightweight, so you know I'd love to welcome him to 155, but apparently he's sitting out and waiting for the title shot. But you know that what I've just done to Chandler's after blueprint of beating him. He's even more of a midget than Chandler is.
The buzz surrounding a potential clash between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett is arguably more intense than for 90% of other possible matchups. Their rivalry's been brewing since 2022, when both were rising prospects. Now, with both athletes still being undefeated in the UFC and having carved significant paths in their careers, the bout feels more imminent, especially after Ilia's move to the lightweight division. Both men aren't booked as of now and are trying to find a worthy matchup which will lead them to an immediate title shot, and this one seems to be cool for both. Should we be excited for this one? Why is this matchup so entertaining for the fans? And most importantly, if Paddy becomes the first real test for Ilia in grappling and wrestling knowing his size advantage, or will his famous chin be exposed by the ex-champion? Someone's O has to go. But before we start, don't you forget to subscribe to our channel. If you don't want Paddy to fight Islam instead of Charles or JDM, let's go. At a recent event in London, the two men met at the weigh-in and managed to ease the tension, something that seemed almost unreal given their long-standing feud. Recently on a podcast, the Georgian Spaniard opened up about his long-running rivalry with the Scouser, saying it all stemmed from politics. According to him, Paddy kicked things off by making remarks about the war in Georgia, which pretty much explains Ilia's hostility toward the Baddy inside and outside the cage.
That shirt. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Since their conflict back in 2022, the two fighters haven't crossed paths, mainly because they've been competing in different weight classes and, to be honest, at different levels. Still, that didn't stop Paddy from constantly taking shots at the Matador.
When I saw him last time, he got an hand sanitizer bottle bounced off his foot.
I don't understand you or anything. Back in the flouty, mouthy, clouty, like what?
Hand sanitizer, boy!
He's a big motherfucking idiot.
After the conflict began, both fighters went their separate ways. Paddy kept smashing gatekeepers, while Ilia stormed through the featherweight division. But let's talk about it in detail. Here and now, the 28-year-old Georgian Spaniard is one of the most hyped and feared fighters in the whole MMA. He's been casually submitting grapplers and absolutely brutalizing strikers after becoming the first man to shut Max Holloway lights off. Ilia made a big statement, saying he's here to make history and achieve things no one could.
In a hypothetical fight against Islam, how do you see that fight going? If it goes to the ground, do you feel confident that you could out-grapple him, or would you try to keep it standing? And
my mindset is always the same. I'm always looking to achieve things that no one could. So someone could submit him, I will be the first one to submit him.
Ilia's never lacked confidence. Even before he became the undisputed world champion, he promised to knock Volk out in a spectacular fashion, and he backed his words.
Yo no soy ni Korean Zombie, no soy el trapo ni de Jair, no soy ni el paquete de Brian Ortega, no soy ni la nariz torcida de Max Holloway, soy Ilia Topuria y lo voy a machacar en el primer asalto de una forma espectacular, y al que le quepa la mínima duda que se joda.
Ahead of the fight with Max, many believed in the Hawaiian's success, including myself. especially after his lightweight venture and the execution of the highlight. Ilia was so stunned by that knockout, he didn't even know what dimension he was in. But leading up to the bout, El Matador turned the trash talk back on, promising to become the first man to put Max to sleep. And you know what? Plenty have tried before.
Been very clear since day one that you feel you're going to be the first to knock him out in this fight in MMA.
No doubt about that. What makes me feel very excited about that fight is that no one could knock him out, and I'm like, there is no way I'm not gonna knock him out. I will be the first one to knock him out, because every time I watch him fight, I'm like, I'm way better than him. If you put me only with him in kickboxing or in boxing, even in a chess match, I beat him. Like, well, whatever you wanna do, boy, I can beat you.
Just like with Volk, Max was doing his thing, winning some rounds, having his moments, but there was this heavy tension in the air every time Ilia missed. And the moment the bearded executioner found his range, the entire MMA world collapsed in shock. Ilia Topuria kept his word once again, finishing 2 of the greatest featherweights ever. Oh, and let's not forget, way back in 2022, he ran an exorcism session on Bryce and took that 0 off his record.
Okay.
After a big win over Michael Chandler, the Scouser stock skyrocketed, and many finally started to believe in the Paddy Pimblett hype train. But it wasn't always like that. After his poor performance against Jared Gordon, the MMA community clowned on Pimblett, especially with Ilia making serious waves at the same time. Once the UFC booked Paddy versus Tony, a lot of fans were hoping for a Ferguson comeback, though I doubt even Tony believed in it himself. If we usually compare Stipe to Biden, then with Tony, man, I don't even know what comparison fits anymore. But next to Paddy, even old man. Tony's trash talk felt prophetic.
Your own country doesn't even like you, dude.
Lad, just because everyone likes you here, lad, it's going to be funny when you're on the floor asleep on Saturday night.
I don't even fucking care about you, dude.
I know you don't. I don't care about you. You're just another obstacle in the way, lad.
You care about me blocking you on Instagram. Saturday, that's what you care about. You care about the most stupidest shit.
No, I don't.
I'm worried about everybody else.
You must care because you blocked me. I'm not that much of a little pussy to block someone on Instagram.
Paddy said he'd send Tony into retirement, and even though he nearly ended up there himself in the 3rd round, he managed to secure the first big win of his career. In his next fight, the Brit faced King Green, who, on paper, was supposed to send Paddy back to England for good. But the moment Green ate a couple of leg kicks from the Scouser, he turned back into Bobby again.
You know, everybody's like, well, why'd you call Bobby? Because he called me. He shouldn't have said my name. He should have kept it to those other guys. This guy right here will find you. And when I line it up and I get the sights right, you're gonna pay dearly.
Bobby talked a ton of shit and lost just as many fans along the way, while Paddy extended his streak, becoming the first man to submit Bobby in ages.
He wants war.
I'm finna school him.
Why you say he's spoiled? What's spoiled about Paddy?
Spoiled is like,
seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Seems
great. Seems like a good person.
I'm not knocking him like that, more so like no knocks to him at all. Like.
And of course, the pinnacle of Paddy's career was his W over Chandler. Despite Mike's age and losing streak, a lot of people still had him as the favorite. And honestly, it felt like even Chandler didn't expect that kind of performance from the Brit.
I believe he will know right away within the first exchange he's not stepping into the octagon with Bobby Green, with Tony Ferguson, with some of these guys that he has fought. It's just a different level. And I still believe where I'm at, it's a bad matchup stylistically for him, and the Paddy train stops in Miami.
God bless. I'll see you at the top.
Paddy Pimblett finished Michael Chandler, earning his spot in the top 10. And with Ilia moving up to 155, that fight is starting to feel closer than ever. The funniest thing is that casuals are hyping up this fight as a striker versus grappler matchup, but people seem to forget that the legend, as he's now known, the former champ, is actually a Greco-Roman wrestler by background and the first BJJ black belt from Georgia, which doesn't need checking.
Black belt? Who gave him that? We have to check that moment.
Together, these two fighters have 13 knockouts and 18 submissions, which speaks to their versatility and their ability to finish fights without leaving it to the judges most of the time. This matchup is also exciting because it will answer several key questions. How will Ilia handle the wrestling and ground game against someone clearly bigger than him? And of course, can Paddy's chin withstand those Georgian Spanish bricks?
Scousers don't get knocked out.
No.
Well, let's finally get down to the fight.
16-0, hand sanitizer boy. Can't wait for him to come back up to lightweight. Still think I'd beat him. I really do. I still think I'd beat him, mad, whether he's just beat Max Holloway or not. I still think I'd beat him, mad, by kicking him on the feet or taking him down or submitting him. I genuinely think I'd beat him, but congrats Ilia Topuria. Well done, son.
Even during Ilia's reign, at 145, Paddy was saying that he's gonna expose Ilia everywhere as soon as he moves up to the man's division. Topuria, by the way, was sure that he's better everywhere, stating that you can't even compare him to this bum.
Period. End of story.
Here and now, in 2025, this fight has the potential to be a hydrogen bomb, given the popularity of both fighters. Topuria has said he wants either a title shot or a massive fight, while Paddy, on the other hand, is eager to replicate what he did to Chandler.
He's even more of a midget than Chandler is. Like, I'll do the exact same thing to Ilia than what I've done to Chandler. But as I say, anyone can get it.
Given the UFC's struggles with big fights in 2025, this matchup is more realistic than ever, and it's absolutely crucial for the promotion. Just think about it. DDP is injured, John is dodging Tom,
But that's not the case.
and Islam is waiting on the Bilal versus JDM fight. Charles Oliveira won't fight unless it's for the belt, while Dustin Poirier is riding off into the sunset in a fight with Max. So really, what could be bigger than this fight in the 155 division right now?
This is #1 bullshit.
If there's any community more unstable than the football one, it's ours. In MMA, the mindset is you're only as good as your last fight. Based on that, both fighters have a chance for success, even though just recently, this matchup was seen as nothing less than Paddy's public execution.
It's not gonna happen.
Some believe in Topuria's striking power, arguing that Ilia will win easily thanks to his speed, footwork, and Paddy's chin in the air, which always seems to look down on you. Others, however, have come to believe in Paddy after he dominated Mike. Supposedly, Chandler is built similarly to Ilia, just as explosive and small, but actually 10 years older. The fight between Paddy and Ilia will undoubtedly become one of the most popular of the year if it's made, and the resolution is fast approaching. Will Topuria prove to the world that Scousers can indeed be knocked out, or will Paddy simply ragdoll the former champ, sending him back to 145? We'll find out very soon.